Hello, I'm Elizabeth Postle. If you've come to this site because you've lost someone that was very dear to you, I'd like to give you my deepest sympathy and say to you that why did I write this site? Well, I lost my dear husband of 52 years very suddenly. And as most people who are grieving know, when you wake at night for any reason, it's always difficult to get back to sleep. And I found myself writing the site and talking about all the experiences that I'd had over the years. And as I'd started nursing at 16 and didn't retire until I was 60, and I had been a nurse and a midwife and a health visitor, and then a matron in a very high dependency nursing home for 15 years, I had dealt with death for many years, and I had worked with some very, very courageous people. And I had learned a lot from their experiences too. So I'd learned a lot, not just from losing my own mother, my father, my brother, and then my dear husband, but I'd learned a lot over the years from other families too. And so I found myself writing and writing, and I suppose it was a help to me, but I felt it might help other people to accept. And I've always felt that it's the quality of life and not the quantity of years that's more important. And whether you've lost someone at 3 weeks, 3 months, 13 years, or an elderly, that life was precious. Life is a gift, and we have got to accept that lifespans are short or they're very long. And therefore we have got to accept that. So the reason I started to write the site was to try and help people to think in a positive way about it, and to think that yes, you're missing your loved one, yes, it's very sad, but try and remember all the happy times you had together, and trying to live the few years that you might have left, because none of us know how long we're going to have left, and to try and be happy for their sake too, to remember the happy times and to live the best you can for them. They would not want you to think that you had to be miserable now, and they would much rather that you made your life and the many years or months it might be and enjoy it. And I think I have friends who've said to me that the family think I'm not missing dad or mum or my sister because I'm not grieving enough. And that is their problem, it is not yours, because you know inside yourself how much you're missing your loved one. So go out there and do things for his sake or her sake as well. And this is how you'll get through a lot of the day. I'd also like to help people who are helping the bereaved, because they don't know what to say. It's often very difficult. And rather than avoid your friends or your family, then walk across the road or talk to them in church, and just a hug and a say, I'm sorry for your loss, is all that they need. And it's just letting them know that you're thinking about them. And grief can be for a child, it can be for a sister, it can be for a mother. And I think what we've got to do is look at the family we've got left, look at the loved ones we've got left, and try to make a better life for them as well. Remember, everybody is grieving. If it was granddad, if it was grandma, there's a lot of family grief in there, and we've all got to support each other. If someone says to me, how are you? I always say I'm fine. If I'm not fine, saying I'm fine makes me feel better. It makes other people feel better. You give a smile. But if I really, really need help, I keep my feelings and my counselling needs for a great friend or a family member that I'm close to. And I think that's the best way to do it. Because my father always used to say, nobody wants to know you when you're miserable. And that is true. So I think we've got to always try to be cheerful, put on that cheerful side. It would be very easy to go and sit in the corner and isolate yourself away, and it does you no good, family no good. And this is what we need to do. Allow yourself to look cheerful, to smile. and you will find that friends and family support you. And they don't go away feeling very miserable. They go away thinking, oh, isn't she coping well? And so try. For your own sake, for your own good, try. In these pages, I've put a lot about eating well, trying to sleep well, and leading a generally happy life. And I've included lots and lots of activities that you can do. Continue with your hobbies. Ask for help whenever you need it, because you might be scared of driving again, or you might not be able to work out all your accounts. Just go out there and ask for help, and you'll soon find that your confidence returns and you get on with the life that you have left and make it a quality of life for your loved one's sake. The Queen Mother, after the bombing of the trade centres, she said, grief is the price we pay for love. And that's true. And you've got to remember, some people go through life and never really have this great love that we have had and are grieving for. And therefore we've also got to think that, yes, grief is the price that we had to pay for love, but we'd rather have had that love. So I'm going to try in these words just to walk along the pathways of grief with you and talk to you about how you can meet friends, go on holidays, keep going out for meals, go to movies, and you will find one day that you're laughing and you're joking and there's a weight lifted. And it does take a while. The road to acceptance does take a while, but you really will get there. And I'm just here to give you some tips and talk to you about how you can achieve this. I don't know how you feel, because all bereavement is different. And because you've come here, I know that you're grieving. And all I'm saying is just read through the pages and look at the forums. And if it gives you any help at all, I will be very pleased with that.